In Floydada, a kindergartner is staying strong as he faces his second battle with leukemia, and he is inspiring his family to keep fighting as well. 6-year-old Hunter Wells just had his second bone marrow transplant at Cook Children's Hospital in Fort Worth. He's been there since November and will stay until at least April. In the meantime, Hunter's family has been taking costly trips back and forth to the Metroplex, each parent taking weekly turns caring for him. While Kayla, his mom, says the support from her community has been overwhelming, she wants to spread awareness about the struggle she and other South Plains families are facing.
I'm pretty stoic when I'm here. You know, like I said, I'm very outgoing, I'm very happy and positive. But admittedly, some of that is a front. You know, it's hard to come here and the bell rings and I'm used to seeing his little blonde head run around the corner to come give me a hug, and I don't get that right now. Someday I will, but just not now.
The National Pediatric Cancer Foundation reports only 4% of federal funds for cancer research goes to kids. Kayla wants that to change, and we'll hear much more about that tonight at 10.